My doctor looked me in the eye and said, "If your blood sugar gets any higher, it's insulin for life." I was 68. I froze. I was always tired. My legs felt heavy, my mouth stayed dry no matter how much water I drank, and deep down, I was scared. Not of the insulin shots, but of losing control, of needing help just to get through the day. Maybe you've felt that way too. But something shifted when I realized this simple truth. Every sip I took was either healing me or slowly hurting me. I didn't need a miracle. I just needed to drink smarter. In this video, I'll share exactly what I drink every single day that helped me avoid insulin, stabilize my blood sugar, and regain energy. Backed by science and simple enough for anyone over 60 to follow. I'm not a doctor, but after learning from experts like Dr. Jason Fung and living through it myself, I've discovered small choices that lead to big changes. If you're tired of feeling helpless and want real solutions that work, you're in the right place. So let's start with the very first drink that made all the difference. 1. Lemon water. Let me start with the simplest habit that completely reshaped my mornings and eventually my blood sugar levels. Most people wake up and reach for coffee or juice. I used to be the same. But even natural fruit juices can spike blood sugar first thing in the morning. That's when I learned about the power of lemon water, a drink so simple, yet so effective. Every morning, before breakfast, I squeeze half a lemon into warm water. That's it. No sugar, no honey, just warm lemon water. This drink hydrates my body after hours of sleep, kickstarts digestion, and delivers a good dose of vitamin C. What many don't realize is that vitamin C doesn't just fight colds, it also reduces insulin resistance, helping your body use insulin more efficiently. Lemon water also keeps blood sugar steady, especially when compared to sweet beverages. It helps me feel full longer, curbs early cravings, and supports my liver in detoxifying, something Dr. Jason Fung often emphasizes. But for me, it's more than just science. I used to wake up with aching joints and swollen fingers. After just 2 weeks of adding lemon water into my mornings, I felt lighter, less stiff, and more clear-headed. It may sound small, but when you're 68 and trying to stay off insulin, every little win matters. And seeing those lemons on my kitchen counter each morning reminds me, I'm taking care of myself. I'm choosing life. So while it may seem like just lemon water, it was actually the foundation that built my new routine, one that gave me control back over my blood sugar. And once I saw that it worked, I kept going. Now let's move on to the second drink I rely on daily, something that not only stabilizes blood sugar, but also supports my gut health. 2. Unsweetened green tea. After breakfast, I used to hit a wall by 2 p.m. That heavy, sluggish feeling, the kind where your brain slows down, your eyelids get heavy, and your stomach starts whispering for a snack. That's when I decided to try something I used to think was overrated: unsweetened green tea. At first, I wasn't convinced. I thought it would be too bitter, too light, or just pointless. But the science behind it caught my attention. Green tea contains a compound called EGCG, short for epigallotacocin gallate. Sounds fancy, I know. But what it does is simple. It helps your body use insulin better. Instead of sugar floating around in your bloodstream, EGCG helps shuttle it into your cells, where it's actually useful for energy. That means less blood sugar buildup and fewer crashes. And unlike coffee, which made me jittery and kept me up at night, green tea gave me just enough caffeine to stay focused without messing up my sleep. Now, every day after lunch, I drink a tall glass of cold, unsweetened green tea. Sometimes I add a slice of lemon, sometimes I drink it plain. The results surprised me. Not only did I feel more energized in the afternoon, but my sugar cravings dropped significantly. I stopped reaching for snacks I didn't need. My stomach felt lighter. The bloating I used to think was normal for my age started to fade. That drink, quietly sitting in my fridge, became a steady force in my daily rhythm. Cool, clean, and calming. More than anything, green tea reminded me that small changes often bring the biggest results. It doesn't shout for attention, but it shows up where it matters, in better blood sugar numbers, in calmer afternoons, in feeling like yourself again. Now, let me share the third drink that surprised me the most. Something tangy, powerful, and backed by serious science. 3. Apple cider vinegar drink. I'll be honest, when I first heard about drinking vinegar, I thought, no way. I mean, who wants to sip something that smells like pickles before dinner? But after reading the science and seeing how many people with type 2 diabetes were quietly benefiting from it, I decided to give it a try. However, here's what I learned. Apple cider vinegar, especially the raw, unfiltered kind with the mother, can actually slow down how quickly sugar is absorbed into your bloodstream after a meal. This means fewer post-meal sugar spikes, which are especially dangerous for people like us trying to avoid insulin. The acetic acid in vinegar improves insulin sensitivity and helps your muscles take in more glucose, just like what Dr. Jason Fung talks about when he explains insulin resistance. And there's more. It can also reduce your appetite, which makes it easier to skip those late-night snacks that silently push your blood sugar up while you sleep. I started slow. Just 1 teaspoon in a glass of water, about 15 minutes before dinner. It gave my stomach time to adjust. Then I worked up to a full tablespoon once my body got used to it. I didn't add any sweeteners, just water and vinegar. Was it delicious? Not really. But did it help? Absolutely. Over time, my evening blood sugar readings started coming down. I felt fuller with smaller portions and didn't crave chips or sweets afterward like I used to. More importantly, it gave me a sense of control. This wasn't some expensive supplement or complex recipe. It was something simple, natural, and backed by real results. And that kind of empowerment, being able to do something small that actually works, goes a long way when you're trying to stay off insulin. Now, if you think vinegar was surprising, just wait until you hear about the next drink, a cozy, comforting favorite that also happens to help lower blood sugar. 4. Cinnamon tea. After dinner, I used to crave something sweet. Sometimes chocolate, sometimes cookies, always something I knew would spike my blood sugar overnight. But then I discovered something warm, comforting, and surprisingly powerful: cinnamon tea. At first I thought cinnamon was just for baking or sprinkling on toast. But when I started reading studies and listening to people like Dr. Jason Fung, I learned that cinnamon, especially Ceylon cinnamon, can actually help mimic the effects of insulin. That means it helps move sugar out of your blood and into your cells more efficiently, keeping your blood sugar stable. And the best part? It satisfies sweet cravings without any sugar at all. Now, every evening before bed, I simmer a stick of Ceylon cinnamon in hot water for about 10 minutes. No tea bags, no sugar, just the real thing. The smell alone feels like a hug. Drinking it not only helps with blood sugar, but also soothes my digestion and calms my body after a long day. I noticed my belly wasn't as bloated at night, and my joints, especially my knees, felt less stiff in the mornings. 106. It became more than just a drink. It became a ritual, something that helped me wind down both physically and emotionally. And let's be honest, managing diabetes or trying to stay off insulin isn't just about big changes. It's about finding those small, sustainable habits that you can actually stick with. Cinnamon tea became that for me. Simple, affordable, and deeply satisfying. Now let me share a final drink that ties everything together. One that helps flush out toxins and supports healthy kidneys while keeping your blood sugar in check. If this video helped you, make sure to leave a comment, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future health content that really matters. And don't forget to check the description below. I've listed some trusted health products that I personally stand by. These are carefully selected to support your blood sugar and overall wellness. 5. Homemade Chia water. Around mid-afternoon, I used to feel that restless hunger, the kind that wasn't real hunger but boredom or habit. That's when I started looking for something that could fill me up, stabilize my energy, and not spike my blood sugar. That's how I found Chia water. I had heard of chia seeds before. They were trending in health circles, but I never thought they were for me. Tiny black seeds? Really? But when I looked closer at how they work, especially for blood sugar control, I was shocked. Chia seeds are rich in soluble fiber. When soaked in water for 10 to 15 minutes, they form a gel-like coating. This gel slows down the digestion of carbohydrates and sugars, which means a slower, steadier rise in blood sugar. Not a plus. They're packed with omega-3s, antioxidants, and minerals that support heart, joint, and gut health, all crucial as we age. I started making chia water every afternoon. Just a tablespoon of chia seeds in a big glass of water. Sometimes I add a squeeze of lemon or a few slices of cucumber for flavor. The change was immediate. That constant urge to snack disappeared. I felt fuller, longer, my digestion improved, and I noticed I was reaching for fewer unhealthy options because I simply didn't feel the need to. But it's more than just nutrients, it's about peace of mind. Drinking something so simple, so natural, and knowing it's helping, not hurting, gives me confidence. It feels like I'm giving my body what it needs, not fighting it. And that shift in mindset, especially when managing diabetes, is everything. And that brings me to the final piece of this daily routine, something that not only supports your liver and kidneys, but also plays a powerful role in balancing blood sugar throughout the day. 6. Barley water. Some drinks don't get the spotlight they deserve. Barley water is one of them. I hadn't even heard of it until I stumbled upon a small study linking barley to lower blood sugar. Curious, I gave it a shot, and it's now one of the most underrated tools in my daily routine. Barley water is made by simmering pearl barley in water, straining out the grains, and drinking the liquid. That liquid is where the magic happens. It's rich in something called beta-glucan, a type of soluble fiber that forms a gel inside your gut. This gel traps sugar and cholesterol, slowing down their absorption. The result? A steady, more gradual rise in blood sugar after meals, instead of those dangerous spikes that leave you tired and craving more. I started drinking a glass of barley water a few times a week after lunch or dinner. It has a mild, nutty flavor, nothing too strong. Sometimes I chill it, sometimes I warm it. Either way, I noticed it kept me full longer. I didn't feel bloated or heavy. In fact, I felt lighter. My fingers weren't as swollen in the morning. My knees didn't ache as much. I didn't expect a drink to help with inflammation, but it did. And the best part? It's affordable, simple, and doesn't require any fancy ingredients. Just water and barley. But the effect it has on digestion, inflammation, and blood sugar regulation is impressive. For someone my age, trying to stay off insulin, it's one of those quiet heroes that makes a big difference over time. Now, let me show you the final drink that wraps this whole routine together. One that supports deep sleep, hormone balance, and gives your body a gentle reset every night. 7. Plain water. After all the teas, tonics, and special blends I've tried, the drink that made the biggest difference for my health was the one I had overlooked for years. Plain, simple water. It sounds too basic to matter, right? That's what I thought too. But the truth is, dehydration can quietly sabotage your blood sugar control. When you're even slightly dehydrated, your body produces more of a hormone called vasopressin, which signals your liver to release more sugar into your bloodstream. That means less hydration equals higher blood sugar. And the worst part? Dehydration often feels like hunger or fatigue, so you end up eating more when all your body really needed was a glass of water. Once I started paying attention, I noticed I was barely drinking enough, so I made one change. I started every morning with a full glass of water, before coffee, before food. Then I sipped consistently throughout the day, not gulping, just staying steady. The effects were subtle but powerful. I wasn't as hungry between meals. My energy didn't crash in the afternoon. My joint pain eased up, likely because water cushions the tissues and supports lubrication. And my kidneys? My doctor was surprised to see improvements in my function test, and all I had done differently was commit to hydration. No flavor, no calories, no gimmicks, just water. And that's what makes it so transformative. It's the foundation that supports everything else. If you're drinking all the right teas but not enough water, you're missing the base of the pyramid. For me, water became more than a habit. It became a promise. To treat my body with care, to show up for myself every day, and to remember that healing doesn't always come in fancy packages. Sometimes, it comes from going back to the basics. At 68, I was told I was on the edge of needing insulin, but I made a different choice. Instead of giving in to fear, I leaned into small, powerful habits. 1 glass at a time. Lemon water in the morning, green tea after lunch, apple cider vinegar before dinner, cinnamon tea before bed, chia water to keep me full, barley water to soothe inflammation, and plain water, the quiet hero that tied it all together. These drinks didn't cure me overnight. They didn't promise quick fixes. But day by day, they helped me lower my blood sugar, feel less pain, and get my energy back. Without insulin. If you're over 60 and feeling defeated, please hear me. Your body still listens. It's not too late. Gentle, consistent choices still matter, and they still work. Start with 1 drink, build 1 habit, and keep showing up for yourself no matter what. If this video helped you, subscribe and join me on this journey. And don't forget to check out the next video in the description to keep learning, healing, and moving forward. 1 step at a time. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching our video today. If you found this video helpful, please drop a like and subscribe button to support us. We truly appreciate you support, and it will motivate us to continue make more information video to help you all. Thank you, and goodbye.